Welcome back to another video. In today's video we are sowing our fodder beet for 2025. So in this video you'll see us doing the whole process. So we started off working the ground with the FODDER carrier that we had on demo. Then after a few runs of that, we put out the compound with our John Deere 6320 and our bog bale fert spreader. So we went out with a beet compound, which I'll show you now in a minute, and also a bit of urea just to give it a bit more end. So it always does result in a lot of tracking over the field because you do go over it twice. It'd make it nicer if we had a wider fert spreader, since we're up to 21 meters with our sprayer now. Really we should invest in a bigger fertilizer spreader to also have it up at 21 meters, but that's neither here nor there. So once we had the compound out, I went along with our major stone barrier and I stone buried most of it. I didn't get every single bit of it done because the ground was stony enough and I lost quite a few blades, and we just gave up on it because we said it wouldn't be any good for the stone barrier to do the last bit, so we just X-pressed it and then sewed into that. So it all worked out pretty well in the end. And then it was sewed with our John Deere 6320 and a 4-row Armour Salmon beet sower, and I had the slug pellet boxes on as well. I got drone footage of the harrowing and the sowing, but I never got drone footage of stone bearing, but I think of a GoPro clip or two. And if you want to see what the stone barrier does, you can go back and look at, I'm fairly sure last year's beet sowing video has it in it, so if you want to go back, you can go and look at that. But yeah, I'm going to get out here and take off the stone barrier. I'm after doing a small bit for the salad leaves, because every week we go out and we sow salad to keep it fresh, because if you didn't, it'd all grow way too quick and you'd never cut it all in time. But I may get this taken off now. So as I was saying earlier on, we put compound on the beet before I stone buried, and we put urea. So this is the compound we went out with. You can see it there. So we've one pallet of it left over, and as you can see, it's rained quite a bit since we were at the beet. If only it rained a bit earlier, it would have been helpful. And then we went out with urea, unprotected urea, 75 kilos an acre, just to give it a bit more N, because it's a bit cheaper doing it that way than trying to buy it in the compound. So that's what we always do. We do end up double tracking the tram lines, but I just went out and I ripped them up with the Express, so it didn't really do any harm, and the extra nitrogen is definitely worth it. But that's kind of it, and as I said, Went out with our John Deere 6320 and the Bog Bale 12 meter fertilizer spreader, and I think that's it. If you've any questions about anything you see in today's video, feel free to leave them down below in the comments, and if you enjoy it, subscribe to the channel. We're really close to 2,000 subscribers at the minute, so it'd be amazing if we could get 2,000 soon. We've got a lot of silage coming up. We've got winter barley to cut soon. We'll have the straw to bale. Hopefully I'll get my big square bales that I've been trying for 4 years now, so maybe this will be the year. It'll definitely be a good crop of straw anyway, as long as it all stays standing. But that is probably it for this section of the video. If I have a chance later on, I might go up into the beet field and just show you what it looks like now, because it is over a month since it was sown. But we'll go to the drone footage of sowing it.
The sun, to dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules, my life destroyed. A life destroyed. Until I walk awake, scream my mind, I shout, the ground shakes. How much can I take? My mind will break. Will it break? What can I take? Can I be your superhero? The first time of today, to dream, believe, you are the strength, you're all I need. Oh, gonna give it a shot, only one of me, to shield you all from the enemy. You're a superhero.
now that we're getting to the end of the video, I said I'd just come up here into the field and show you how the beet is actually looking now. So we sowed our beet the 2nd of May. It is now the 6th of June, and I'm up here in our bigger beet field. So this field has about 8.5, nearly 9 acres in it, and then we've another small bit of beet down the bottom that's about 0.9 of an acre. So we've nearly 10 acres of beet, and at the start it was very dry. We were a bit worried, and beet germinated very, very gappy. I'll just show you an example here somewhere. I've been walking down in this tram line and I've seen loads of examples of it, and now I go to look for it and I can barely see it. So here now, this is a perfect example. So these plants that I'm pointing at have only come up very recently, and there's a plant that would have come up right at the start. So when these plants first emerged, there was a plant here, and this was all a massive gap down to there. So it was really gappy germination. Really, we were very worried for a while, but then the rain did come, and now the field looks pretty good. Hopefully it looks good on the GoPro. We're in the tram line here. I'll just walk out of the tram line. No, I won't walk that way. That's walking into the headland. So you can see it doesn't look too bad. The dry weather definitely hurt it at the start, but I'm sure it'll be fine from now on. It has got its first herbicide to kill those weeds out of it, and it does look like it hurt the beet a small bit, so we won't go out on it with any more sprays for another week or two, just to try give it a chance to recover. But you have to get those weeds early or you're at nothing with beet. So it's looking pretty good. Where I'm stood now is Delcante. It's probably the strongest looking beet we have, and probably the Jammin as well is still proven to be a really good variety. We've been growing Jammin beet, fodder beet for I want to say 8 years. It could be 8 years, between 6 and 8 years anyway, and we really like it. It's an orange beet. It grows mainly out of the ground, so it's great for strip grazing with the ewes, which is what we used to do a lot of. But in recent years what we're doing instead is we just lift all the beet and then graze the tops, and the ewes seem to actually enjoy the tops more than they enjoyed the beet. But that's we sowed 4 different varieties. We sowed Jammin, as I was talking about, Delcante, which I'm stood in now, Bangor and Bolero. So they're the same 4 varieties we had last year, and we were happy enough with how everything went last year, so why change when it works? And we couldn't really see any new varieties that are bigger and better for our kind of ground. We were down at the DLF trials 2 years ago, and that's where we were looking at Bangor and Delcante, and Jammin is just the beet we've been growing for the past few years, as I said. But it's all going pretty well here. The beet looks pretty good. I'm not going to say perfect because it's not perfect, but it is pretty good. So if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. There should be another video up next Saturday. Should be sowing the maize, all going to plan. The maize is looking alright as well. I wouldn't say perfect. I don't think any of our crops are looking perfect. You'd want to be doing really well to have crops that you could call perfect, but everything's looking pretty good. And I'll probably do a crop walk video next Wednesday, because just to have it on YouTube so I can look back this time next year and see how all our crops are doing. But that's probably it for me today. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below in the comments and I'll do my best to get back to you. But that is it for me today, so I'll see you in the next one.